Boom, back again. All right, what's up? So this is video 2 of, I don't know how many there's gonna be, maybe 3, but this is video 2 on concussion recovery. Last video, I explained kind of what I went through weeks 1 through 3 of my concussion. This video will cover weeks 4, 5, and 6. Then I'll do another one after this, which is week 7, which is this week, and then next week for week 8. I'll probably film that next week. Week 4, 5, and 6, all the symptoms. I'm going to cover all the symptoms that I went through weeks 4, 5, and 6. Kind of give you guys a little bit more in detail of like what I've been experiencing. So like I said, got my notebook, which I've been writing in, my little Harry the Spy notebook. I'm not spying on anybody though. Sorry, just got done training on the bike, so my eyes are a little glossy and my nose is a little runny. Does anybody else's nose run when they train? I don't know. If yours does, let me know. I don't know if it's just me. But anyway, covering weeks 4, 5, and 6 of the concussion symptoms. Again, I was in a cycling accident, got a concussion. If you want to know the story, down below. So week 4, all the same symptoms I was I was experiencing in week 1, 2, and 3. I was still experiencing in week 4, but week 4 kind of took a turn for the worst. It went back up to about level 4 with the symptoms and the goddamn concussion. See, can't even remember stupid words. A little bit more intense. So it dropped down. Remember week 3, it kind of started dropping down to about level 3 of the symptoms. But week 4, I felt like I was improving a lot, and I kind of started telling myself that I was normal again because I wanted to be normal and I wanted to, go back to my life, my job, training. I wanted everything to go back to normal. So I kept telling myself that I was okay more than my body and my brain was, so I was stupid and tried to I think it was a Monday. It was like the first week of week 4. It was like a Monday. I rode the bike at my house, my bike trainer. I think I did like an hour ride, light heart rate, and I was like, man, I feel good. Fuck, like I want to see if I could push it today. So I went for a 3-mile run. Felt normal. Came home. This week I stopped taking CBD oil this week because I ran out. And I wanted to see if I could improve without it. So I stopped taking it. But I went for the run, it felt good, came back home, everything was good. So I was like, shit, I'm back. Like tomorrow I'm gonna go swim my ass off and I'm gonna do this and that and maybe go back to trying to, be normal. The next day, woke up, horrible migraine. Like I said last video, migraine kind of goes around here, it sits in here in my nasal cavity or whatever the hell it is, my nose, both temples, mainly the left one though, where I hit here, forehead in the middle, and then in the back here, and then on the back of my neck. Like I said, it felt like somebody just cut my head in half, and this whole side was just like, but the migraine went all the way across, and I had a horrible migraine for 2 days straight. Like I took Excedrin both days, like every 6 hours or something. I took 2 or something like that, but it did not go away, didn't improve, and it was horrible. Like again, like the vision issue started coming back, and like my ears again started becoming really sensitive to sound, and lights were messing with my eyes. Like it was so bad I couldn't even look at the TV in the house. Blinds closed. So went back and seen my doctor. I was hoping to be released this week to go back to work, so I had an appointment to go see him. Told him about what I was experiencing, and he's like, no, I think you should, it's your best interest. I actually persuaded him. I said, let me just go back part-time and we'll see, how I feel. So he's like, all right, I don't want to do that. He's like, but if you feel like you have to go back to work, I'll let you go back, part-time, but, I gotta be able to trust you. So if you start to feel like you can't be there, like you need to take this time off. So we start talking, and like I told him about the run because I hadn't told him about, you know, my headaches yet, and I told him about the headaches, and like as I was still going, I was still experiencing it, and he's just like, oh my God, it's like, you know, you messed up. What'd you do? Why did you feel like you needed to do that? And he's like, you know, your brain is in a stage right now where it's trying to heal, and I didn't think of it at first, but he's like, you know, when you run, you know, your feet are pounding the ground, and you know that shockwave's coming all the way up, and what do you think it's doing to your brain? He's like, you know, your brain is Jello basically. You know, have you ever grabbed a bowl of Jello and just shook it and it just goes? And he's like, your brain is like Jello, and it sits in, you know, your skull with fluid around it, like water. It's basically like Jello inside a big ass glass of water. You know, and he's like, when you're hitting the ground, your brain is shaking. It's doing this, and it's sending those shockwaves, and your electrical system in your brain is just going wacko because it's trying to heal itself, and you're shaking, you're messing it up, and you're setting yourself back. So that's basically what I did. Set myself back. We have a visitor. So I set myself back, which put me right back to square one. So I was back at square one, where I was week one. So like I said, all the body aches were gone at this point. My neck and shoulders were really tight after that. I think it's just from like the stress or something, but my neck got really tight. And let's see here. Oh, hello. Filming a video. Would you like to say hi? No. You might as well say hi. You're already here. No. Babe.
No, I want to be on it.
There you do. It's fun. So also week 4, I started feeling a lot of numbness in my hand below here. So like my pinky all the way through my wrist and then into my elbow and then behind on my tricep. That was on the right side for a couple of days, and then it went to both sides. But I went to get a massage, and the massage therapist said that my triceps were really bad, were really tight and inflamed. So that could have been what was causing that, because they were probably shutting off that nerve that runs through your arm. So yeah, that it was all the same symptoms from week 1, 2, and 3, and then adding on horrible migraines again, and then experiencing a lot of numbness in my hands and in the back of my arm. And again, for 2 days, my eye again went back to feeling like I was looking through a binocular and had that dark ring around it, and it hurt like shit. So that was week 4. Like I said, all the same symptoms, but worse. And then adding on the numbness in my hands and arms. Week 5, again, neck, back, and shoulders were really tight. I think it was this week where my right shoulder actually started getting a lot more tighter and stressed out than my left, because it was carrying the load and I was using my right side more than my left. So I think that's where that came from. Again, all the same symptoms except for all the same symptoms, and it was still about a level 4 intensity wise. And let me see here. So this week also I started feeling like really jumpy again. Like I said, from week 1 where I would be in the grocery store and someone would kind of come across the side, like kind of jump. Also, no patience, man. Everything came back from week 1. Like I had no patience. Like I said, I'd be at the grocery store and there'd be one person in line and I'd want to kill him. And just really short, and trying to talk to people, and like I don't know, just really impatient, and both my eyes started burning, like not bad, but like they just burned like I was in the sun too long or something, and that lasted for about a week. Again, week 5 is when I started using CBD oil again. Immediately, like I said, within 24 hours, I honestly noticed a difference. The headaches went away, the intensity of my eye pain and the burningness in my eyes and all that stuff, everything kind of like started going back down. So again, like my body started getting really restless. So, like I said, I wanted to shut down again for about a week, and I didn't want to do it with, muscle relaxers and painkillers and all that bullshit that the doctors give you. So me and Jen jumped into the car, rode out to Berkeley, and we went to a cannabis club and grabbed some gummies, some THC gummies. We got, I forgot what the dosage was, but we got like one of the lowest dosages you can get, because obviously, like, I never really used that shit before. I did when I was younger, but not in my adult years. So really sensitive to THC and stuff. So we bought a little can of gummies. So I was going to use that basically to make my body shut down and just sleep for a week to give myself, give my head and brain time to, recover and force myself to stop, because at this point, like, I just wanted to, I was getting really anxious and like having a lot of anxiety. So again, I was using the CBD oil, and the guy that was at the cannabis club was telling me that if you mix or a low dosage of the THC and the CBD oil together, they actually work better. I don't remember why. I'll do some research on that and say it, but like I said, I don't really have much experience with it. So he said if you use both together, that it's supposed to be better together. So for a week, I used half a gummy, maybe about early afternoon, maybe 12, 11. So I would, get my stuff done in the morning, do a light swim or a bike. Then I would do half a gummy with 10 drops of CBD oil. Again, I'll make another video later to kind of show everything that I've been doing. But I took 10 drops of CBD oil, and I would do half of a gummy. It took about 45 minutes to an hour to hit me. But when it did, like, my body would just, like, it's like hitting the power button on damn TV. Body would just, like, it didn't give me a head high much. It just made my body, like, feel like it was stuck to whatever I was sitting on. So that was actually good. And I did that for about 6 days and slept pretty much all day. Had no problems resting. So like I said, only a half a gummy. But yeah, that worked for about a week. It kind of got to the point though to where I started liking the body high. So 6 days in, I had to remove that shit. I felt like I took enough rest. So after about 6 days, so after week 5, I gave the box of gummies to Jen, just totally hide them. I don't need them anymore. I feel like they did what they needed to do, and I needed to get rid of them. And if I still had them around, I didn't trust myself with them, because I would take them every day and not stop, because my brain is an addict and it loves that kind of shit. So took them for 6 days. They did work, and I do recommend the THC gummies over any type of medication or painkiller or any type of muscle relaxer that the doctors give you. I've taken muscle relaxers, painkillers in the past, and the gummies did everything that those painkillers did and more, and they were easier to get off of. I had no symptoms of withdrawal coming off of them. They didn't make me restless. They didn't do anything. They made me tired, and I slept. That was it. So that was what I did for week 5. Again, the numbness in hands was still there. So it was all the same symptoms as week 4. But when I started using the CBD oil and the THC together and started taking naps, like, it started going down. So moving on to week 6. Week 6, pretty much everything was still the same except for a lot more mild. Excuse me. Everything was still the same, all the same symptoms I was experiencing, except for everything was down to about a level 3 on a out of 5. I was still taking CBD oil. Like I said, I cut the gummies. No more gummies at this point. From here, I still had neck, shoulder pain. Oh no, sorry. The neck and shoulder pain went away. So I got a massage that week, and the massage therapist said that my body felt way less stressed, and like, you know, basically the 6 days of taking the gummies and wiping myself out was beneficial, and it worked. So it did what I wanted. So all that pain in my shoulders and neck and back, all of it was gone. Still had a headache, still had headaches, but they would come and go, and they were a lot more mild. They weren't as intense as before. So that was a good thing. Still sensitive to light and sound, but it wasn't as bad. Like I said, it was about a level 3 out of 5. So no sunglasses needed outdoors. So week 6, I was actually able to start going outside without sunglasses on. And as you can see in my earlier videos, every video I had sunglasses on because I was sensitive to light. Week 6, no more sunglasses outside. The lights inside still kind of bother me, but not as much. I just can't look in their direction, but if they're in my peripherals, they're not too bad. Still lightness, the sound, still a little bit, not as much. I noticed in week 6, a lot of my energy came back. Like I went to my chiropractor, and usually, you know, he'll adjust me, and then we'll talk for like an hour. We'll hang out. Like I said, I've known him my whole life. I've been working with him for a long time. So he was talking to me, and he was just like, you know, from day 1 to day now, he's like, or to now, you know, your energy level is completely different. You're more like yourself. You know, he's like, just stick to whatever you're doing. You know, just make sure that you crawl before you can walk. You know, don't, you know, I know you, and I know you're active and you want to do all this stuff. You're like, but you know, you got to do it lightly and then work your way up, you know, crawl. He's like, you're in the crawling phase. But I noticed, and he noticed, that my energy was a lot better. So, that was a good thing. Also experiencing mild anxiety and anxiousness. So like I said, it comes and goes. And when it comes, it'll come for a little while, then it'll go away. But like I said, it's a roller coaster, man. You just got to be patient with the anxiety and the anxiousness. It's hard to have it when you're out in public, you know. It's hard to have it when you're in the house alone. So I mean, it's never going to be easy. You just have to deal with it, and you be patient. Know that it's only going to be there for a second. Again, mild depression. I think the depression is more so just being alone most of the day, and you know, not being able to be normal. That was the hardest part of the first 6 weeks. But like I said, this week it was a lot more mild because I was able to start doing things and going outside and stuff, and swimming and being around people and stuff. So that was good. This week, mild, but it still felt, you know, mildly intense. The lights were on in my head, but nobody was home. Like at times, like I said, I'd be talking, and like all of a sudden it would just be like, just blank. Like I'd kind of just like go blank and like forget what I was thinking about or what I was talking about. Couldn't hold conversations for a long time. It was just like my mind would just shut off. From there, it was mild aches on the left side of my head. So again, I banged my head on this side. I was having like mild aches here on the side where I hit, and then behind the ear, and then along the back side into my neck. Mild, but it was, like I said, it's still there and it still bothered me. Left ear sensitivity, like I said, it just felt like I kind of had an earplug or something covering my ear as I talked, but it wasn't as bad as before. Slightly blurred vision, just a lot going on. It would kind of get blurry a little bit, but not too bad. From there, very, very mild temple pain. So like in my temple on the left side here, it would hurt. Be very sensitive to the touch. If I touched it, it felt like a sore muscle almost. And also from there, like I was still battling with like having no motivation, like no motivation to do anything. I think it just comes from sitting around doing nothing though. So the more active I start to get, and the more I'm able to do, the more motivation I get. You got to take that motivation when it comes, because it comes and goes. You know, one day you'll feel motivated, 1 hour you'll feel motivated, the next hour you feel like you don't want to do shit. So like I said, take it as it comes. Again, still jumpy, not as bad, but still jumpy. Very low, mild achiness on the left eye. still for week 6. So I wrote on here Sunday, June 30th, which was still part of week 6. Spent the day outside. I want to say we went to Napa. Not too bad. Mild migraine, moving around in my face and head. So like the migraine would go from my eyes to my nose, and then into my jaw, and then around the head, into the neck. Just kind of like same thing. But I mean, it wasn't bad though. I did bring Excedrin with me, but I didn't use it. I just wanted to see kind of what it would do on its own, you know? So it definitely was maybe like a level 2 to 3 on a level out of 5, but it wasn't so bad to where I like needed to take, you know, like, hey, I need some time to myself, you know? Sensitivity in ears. So we were around a lot of like a big crowd at times, so like there would just be noise all around me, like in restaurants, and then just walking around there was just noise everywhere, and it kind of felt like I just had like sensitivity to hearing. Like I can hear people's conversations everywhere, and like it was giving me like anxiety and stuff, and like kind of hurting my ears a little bit, but not too bad. From there, I would have like, I'd be talking, all of a sudden like I just have like a dizzy spell where like I would just kind of feel like lightheaded, like I was floating, and like just kind of dizzy. That was coming and going, but not bad. Like I said, it was tolerable. From there, again, another good thing, no sunglasses needed. I brought sunglasses, but I didn't wear them the entire time I was out that day. So that's another plus. So again, weeks 4, 5, and 6, a lot of improvement from week to week. Again, I'll make another video maybe in a few days or something for weeks 7 and 8. Next week, tomorrow will be the first day of week 8, which is 2 months out. Made a lot of progress. I'm feeling good right now. Don't really see myself taking any steps back from here on out. Like I said, I'm being smarter about this. So yeah, enjoy the video and see you later.